situations like that.
Talk to me about that. Is there one that you can remember in your life that was that your favorite maybe musical moment?
You know, there's been a lot. I think what would probably be the most memorable for different reasons was when we released our Soy Hero album,
which was live, right?
Yeah, we sat in a circle with we had 3 microphones. We had a vocal mic and then stereo pairs on each of the instruments. So 2 guitars, mandolin, and it came out. The work that was done on that album was really good. We had the final mastering done by a guy named Bill McElroy, who used to work with. I come from a bluegrass background, and he used to work with my heroes. He worked with the Seldom Seen, the Country Gentlemen. He did a little work with Emmylou Harris, Linda Ronstadt, and so the guy's got the ear.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
And we had a friend do the roughs, and then we sent it up to Bill McElroy, and he made it. It's just a really wet recording. It's a really good recording. But
now, is that one song I heard that you have on YouTube from that? I thought there was a crowd. Am I wrong? Was there one that was recorded on stage? Or?
There was one called Ruth Ann.
Yeah.
That was part of another project called the Song Kitchen, and it was. So
that's not story.
With the guy that Christian is playing with, has played with for a long time, Chris Howdy Shell.
Okay.
He had a band at the time called Red River Roller Coaster, and he invited all these people into a local bar one night, but we shut the bar down. And so it was a bunch of people who agreed to sing backup harmonies, so we had a choir.
Okay.
And another situation like that, big circle of microphones and a lot of pickers. And Christian and I were there representing Soy Hero, so we did the song Ruth Ann in that context. So yeah, we've sort of tacked that one on. I think 2 from that session.
Was that onto the Soy Hero
yes.
album? Okay.
Online, not the actual,
not on the actual,
not
album.
the CD,
okay.
but yeah, we had a CD release party. It was quite a night. My dad was near the end of his life, and one of the songs we recorded was taken from his poems, and he was so excited about that. He was so happy to hear that. Finally, because he tried to get me to collaborate with him, and he had this one little poem written on the back of a drink coaster from a bar that had closed down. It was his favorite bar. It was Tantilus in Richmond, Virginia, and they used to have bands like Benny Goodman, and these big orchestras that would come in, and they featured Dancing Under the Stars. They had a roof that would roll back.
Wow.
And he was there for the last night, and he just wrote this little sing-songy sort of 4-line thing on the back of a coaster, and he said, "See if you can do something with this." And I thought, I don't even know where to start. And then he had given me some old poems that he'd written. He had this other poem that was like a Ginsberg howl sort of beatnik thing that just went on and on and on, and that's where the verse material came from. So that night was just, we had so many good friends there, had family, especially in hindsight to look back and think, well, my dad was near the end at that point, and with prostate cancer. Check your PSA number. It was, it was a good crowd, had had good sound support that night. So yeah, it was.
So that was a good one.
Yeah.
And when was that?
That was 1999.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at so many. Oh, okay. All right. There's another favorite night. How could I forget? Stinky and Stabby night.
Okay. Explain yourself.
Okay. So this is going back to Virginia. The psychedelic band I was in was with my brother, and I played bass in that band.
Okay.
And my brother, he was doing the lead vocals, and he was playing a Fender Jaguar that he still has, and he ran. You'll love this setup. He ran the guitar into a small crate practice amp, and then ran a line out of the back of that into a 1957 Leslie cabinet from a B3 organ.
Oh, wow.
Had this huge foot controller. It controlled the speed of the rotating speakers. Right. This thing would sit there and just kind of go, it was like a car idling. And, between songs. And then when the speakers would speed up, it would start to steady itself. We had a good, powerful drummer in the band, and a rhythm guitarist, and so we wouldn't practice at all with this band. That was the rule. That I told you about this band. that we're like, no, practice is for sissies. We're not doing that. We're just going to show up with the gear and start playing.
Cold turkey.
And we played this little club down in downtown Harrisonburg, and I mean, it was probably twice as big as this room.
Okay.
And they would move the furniture outside when we come to play, because the crowd started picking up. And if we were playing there, the place would be packed.
Okay.
And I don't know why. People would dance like it was the end of the world. We played a show one night. We were kind of a jam band, and I could tell by this metric. So we did a show one night, played forever. I think we did 4 hours of actual set time, and we played 11 songs.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. So Stinky and Stabby night, there was a guy who used to wander in there occasionally who was out of his mind. Some people who are out of their mind, you can talk to, And
you couldn't talk to him, or you could?
And no, this guy,
okay.
he'd look right.
Beyond,
he'd look right through you. He was really scary, and he had how should I say? He failed to make it to the bathroom.
Okay.
And just didn't care. And then he'd thrown up on himself, and he kept getting close to us, and just screaming about being Jerry Lee Lewis. He believed he was Jerry Lee Lewis at that point. And the rhythm guitar player, Steve, was the one he decided to focus on. And Steve was trying not to throw up. And he kept trying to move away from the guy. Then there was this other guy who was a super fan named Claudio. And Claudio showed up that night on a combination of crack and a lot of alcohol.
Oh my God.
And we're in the middle of a Doors cover. We're doing Backdoor Man. He walks in the room and just loses his mind. He just goes crazy in a good way. He's really happy. And then he comes up and he decides to start bothering the drummer. And
oh my God.
And mind you, this was another time, but this guy would come up on stage and just bite my brother. You just bite him. This was the kind of bite him. Just he said he'd feel something nibbling his shoulder and look over and it's Claudio going.
Weird.
So as the evening wore on, Claudio got more and more
excited, happy.
unpredictable.
Okay.
Because we're playing at one point into the second part of the evening, and look out. We're right by the window, and there's Main Street. We look out there, and Claudio has gotten a hold of a park bench, and has it in the middle of the street, and is stopping traffic.
Okay.
So some of the crew from the bar ran out there, and they
Get him back in.
got the park bench out of the road and got Claudio back in there, and then the evening ended with him in the parking lot standing off a circle of people with a knife, and he.
So that's not the guy that threw up on himself. That
was another guy. That was Stinky.
Okay.
This was Stabby.
Okay, so Stabby now has a knife.
Stabby escaped down a creek bed and was caught about 3:00 in the morning the next day. And for all the things he did that night, he got a few years in the joint.
Really?
Yeah, but we recorded the show that night, and it was on fire. It was, and that would explain all the chaos in the room. It just, it was.
Does this recording still exist?
It still exists on cassette.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't lose that.
We want to hear that.
Yeah. Something that your interview with Jody from the Zoo Gallery was so good, and Jody expressed a lot of things I think that we all share out here as a musical community, because what I keep telling people is, well, there's this band and there's this band, there's the Blackwell Brothers, there's Horizon, there's Little Brother, there's there's Goathead, there's Last Nickel, and then you start to realize, it's all just one band. It's just one big rollicking band. And what we do from the one band is say, okay, tonight we're going to pick 4 people that are going to be the band. The rest of us will be over here having fun. And it's really kind of cool, because you've got these great local venues, and they know that if they book a local band like the Lawn Chair Kings, that they will have a good night. You book an out of town band, and Jody brought up a point that I thought was kind of cool. She said, the out of town bands, if I book them, they're great, but they're not going to spend money locally. They're not part of the economy here.
Right,
not really.
Yeah, and it is one of our big concerns.
Yeah.
And she's right about it. She thinks like she has a business, and she thinks for all the other businesses. Yeah.
Well, we have I think what we have now is a self-sustaining musical community. There's more music going on out here in Four Cornea than I've seen. I haven't been part of a scene like that. I've been part of an urban scene,
it's kind of
like Richmond,
surprising almost.
Yeah, but it works so well for everybody, because the breweries, the bars, they know, well, if I book the Blackwell Brothers, I'm gonna have a good night, because number one, kick-ass band,
right.
And 2, they've got lots of friends who are going to show up and have fun.
Right, and people do come out here, which is another part of the puzzle for me.
Yeah,
it's one thing to have people who want to play in venues that want to have bands, but the crowd makes it happen all that. Because at the end of the day, as you said, the venue has to make money selling drinks and food or whatever, and the band also has to make money. So all of that is supported by actually people coming to watch.
Yeah,
which is fantastic. They're such a big part of keeping us alive.
It's a great culture, and the best dancers and the ones who are on the floor first are always the people in their 80s. We have
so funny, right?
The 80-something group out here has more energy and esprit de corps than if I'm saying that right.
I would love for you to play a song. Will you do that for us?
Okay.
One of your originals, obviously.
Okay.
That's
I wanted to hear
anything. Yeah, Sweet Home
I wanted to hear Sweet Home Alabama.
So this is the song we talked about earlier that I wrote when I was with Soy Hero, based off a couple of poems that my dad wrote, going back to Tantillas and his years on the Chesapeake Bay, and it sort of looks into, you know, where his head was at that time in his life, and so I put together the some of the excerpts from his poems into a chord progression, and there it was. And I play this song a lot. It's gotten to be sort of almost takes on a hymn status to me when we play the song, especially playing it with the old band back in Virginia. It dredges up memories, and feel like it carries his voice beyond the time, you know, when he passed away. Just keeps it out there. So anyway, Passing, Days of a Drinker. It's just a little sip, a sip of heaven to pass down my dreams, put away my soul for another time, put away my love for another night, put away eternity to stay like this, exactly like this. A few drinks, a few cheers, a few smiles, a few tears. Gone, gone are the golden years. Away in the dew, so gently I lie, away from it all, after all that noise. It's twilight here in somebody's garden, lay perfectly still in the summer dark, lay perfectly still and the day won't come, lay perfectly still. The pop of a cork and the bay of a hound, the fall of a buck, another round. Gone, gone are the golden years. Breathe it in with the salt in the sun, drink it up with the stars in the sky. Let me never stop till the money runs out, the wheels fall off and the friends disappear. But for God's sake, hold back the day, hold back the day. I see your life as I live my own. I leave you now to be alone. the golden years. Gone, gone were the golden years.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful song. Well, man, thank you so much for being here, brother. Unless, Mr. Bill, do you have any question that you've been
Where were
hating to
you
ask
on
this
the
guy?
night?
I'm not on the Epstein list.
No, it's great to see you and hear more about your story there, Willie. It's,
absolutely, man.
Yeah, and I love your playing, and I always enjoy listening to you and your originals, and in your Vincent Black Lightning has always been one of my favorite songs. You know, Fairport Convention guy.
Yeah, Richard Thompson.
Richard Thompson. Yeah. So keep it up, and we'll have to get together on one of the big local Four Corners jam things here sometime.
Man,
thanks so much.
You're awesome.
Yeah.
So glad we finally got you. Because we've been trying to get you for 6-7 years.
I know your agent will not give us your us your number
she's tough,
forever there. But.
Yeah, she really is, and she's all about the cash.
all about the cat.